Volunteer for someone to try out an idea for helping you get better. Now, I think you know me enough by now to know that I am already trying my own cooking, right? So I'm already doing this for myself, and I can show you the results. But I thought it'd be best, rather than me just to show you what I'm doing, I'd have a volunteer try it on stream and we can see how it goes. I think it would be useful. So I need someone willing to, you know, I do need you to be willing to not be embarrassed at all, but to play on stream, right? So you know, you might have bad games, and people don't always like to show off their bad games. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a risk in that sense, but otherwise, not really a risk at all. Hey, King, how are you? No, I don't need you to play against me. There's a method to my madness. I will explain. If you want to try being the, do you want to be the experiment? I think you'd be great. What's your name on Lee Chess? It's not LOL Dazo, so Chess Superstar. Look at you and you got all the S's. So Chess Superstar. It says no. Let's see. Chess Super Star. There you are, and you're a paid member. I gotta love that. All right. So I am looking at you doing it in rapid. You don't want to do blitz, you know that. The experiment king, I'm explaining it. I think that we could get Daisy to maybe try this experiment. And I'm going to explain to you guys, so don't worry. I want to make sure that you know what you're getting into. So here's the idea. I'm going to want you to play games. And the way you know how to play games on Lee Chess, right? So we're going to go to Lee Chess. And what we're going to do is we're going to have you say play, create a game. And then what I want you to do for your game is play a 5-5 game, 5-5 game. You could do a 10-0, but 5-5 I think is better because that way you don't, you have a much less chance of losing because of flagging. Right? You have 5 seconds every move, 5-second increment every move. So you don't even have to just make a move. In 5 seconds, you can make a halfway decent move. I want it to be rated, but I want it to be a certain amount over your rating. So here where you get to pick your rating, right? You get to make a rating option here. I want you to pick -0. That should be -0. And the plus for you, let's make it plus 200. So that's the idea. And then I want you to have a random game. I want you to also immediately hit the Z key on your keyboard, so that you are playing in Zen mode. You got it, Dazo. So I want you to play Zen mode. Where am I at? I want you to play Zen mode. I want you to play 5+5, and I want you to play rated, and I want you to play rating ranges -0 / plus 200. Now, I will be full disclosure, I'm doing this for myself, but I'm at plus 300. So you could do plus 300 if you like. It hides the rating, yes. It also hides other things. So, yeah. But it mostly hides the rating. Yes, King. We know. Thank you. All right. So, that's what I'm looking for a volunteer to do. I want you to play random color, plus 200, rated 5+5, minus at 0 for the under your rating. And I want you to do it in Zen mode. And we will watch you play. And after you play your first game, I will show you what I want you to do as far as reviewing the game. Because, you're going to want to review the game. That's normal. So we're going to walk you through reviewing the game. We're not going to spend a lot of time. We're going to review the game, just look for things, talk about it a little bit, and then get you back into another game. All right, your game, Dazo? You'll be our man? Hey, Kate, you'll do it for us, Dazo? Awesome. Dazo is my volunteer. Let me change that right here. So it's going to be playing to improve with Dazo because Dazo's doing the work. And Dezo, thank you so. I'm so grateful that you support Piano Ninja and watch her stream. I'm really glad that you do that. And thank you for always being here. And I know that you support Gridiron Grace too. You are a great viewer. Thank you so much. And for me, you're a subscriber, even better. Yes, I do have a very nice set of streamers. Yes. Yes, no, I love my sense of streamers. What? You have a good sense of streamers? Hey, Patrick, Dezo's going to do an experiment for us, Patrick. I'm really excited about it. I will explain it more and more. Dezo, if you want, when you're playing the game, feel free to mute me so you don't hear me in the background saying stuff about your game. It will probably be delayed for you. I will see it real time, but the stream probably will see it delayed. All right, so let me, so now that you have the rules, let me go and I already have you here. Okay, so right now you are at 1824. Let me make a note of that. I want to just note a couple of things here. 1824, and nice job. Your highest was 1867. And you've had some nice victories, my friend. You'd have every one from 21 through 2200s. So, based on that, go ahead and make it a plus 300. I say make it a plus 300 instead of plus 200. Patrick, I don't know. I have to look. I probably didn't see it right before now. Plus 300. All right. So, oh, good for you, King. Very good for you. You should also play classical unless your tournament's rapid. You want to play as close to the time span that you will in your over-the-board tournament. So if your over-the-board tournament's like an hour long, you don't want to be playing 10-minute games. I mean, 10 minutes is still better than Blitz and Bullet, but you want to try to play something closer to it. I will definitely look at it, Patrick. I will definitely look at it. All right, so Dezo, you could start your first game whenever you want. This is my main thing I'm going to do on stream tonight. So I'm going to watch your games. So let's see if I can get back to you. So I can say watch. All right. So we're going to watch Dezo play. He's going to be in Zen mode. So we will see stuff he can't see. So we're going to see the rating of the players playing. We're going to see, I think that's the major thing is this box up here. And the spectator. So the nice thing is he doesn't have to worry about people talking to him. He does not have to worry about people chatting at him, giving him grief or anything else because he can't see them chat. So he's playing very fast already. It's a 5-5. So one of the things I'm definitely going to do is try to get him to slow down just a tad. I'd rather him not be playing so fast. But other than that, I'm fine with it. But the key is I want him playing people higher than him. So this person is only like 10 points higher than him. We want him, I'm hoping he gets much higher choices, right? I want him to be hitting much higher situation there. I want him to be hitting people that are maybe 100, 200, 300 points higher. That's my goal for him. I don't want him playing just 100 points higher. And this isn't even 100, this is like 10 points higher. So the goal is the idea of the experiment, and I'll put it up on another screen for you guys in a second. Yeah, I can do it real quick. So you do play, create a game, and he's doing 5-5, real time, rated, plus 300, and he does random colors. Okay, that's what we're looking for him to do. Yes, that's fine, King. Yeah, slow down, right? You're gradually getting to a slower speed, and that's fine. Whatever it takes for you to gradually get to a slower speed, I'm happy with. I do think you need to play slower because you're going to be playing right in a rated tournament, and it's going to be a slower tournament. So you don't want to be rushing through everything. You want to be able to take your time. So this is interesting. I don't know where he's going with all of his moves, but and 5-5 is rather fast, but he's playing too fast because he still hasn't even just now he used up his increment. I mean, just now He went under 5 minutes total. 5 minutes total. Now I want him thinking he should have been, when he attacked the knight, a question for him is going to be, when he attacked the knight, what was he thinking? Because the knight had all these moves, right? Well, not this one probably, right? So he had this move, this move, this move, and this move. So this move took him like 10 seconds. And this would be one of the moves I would expect him to be contemplating while his opponent was thinking. So before his opponent moved, I want him saying, okay, what am I going to do if he goes here? He should already know that, right? This should be like, that should be easy for him to identify what he's going to do ahead of time. And it didn't seem like he had that plan in mind ahead of time. So I want him thinking on his opponent's time. So we'll help him with that too. So he's going to get basically a free lesson, but the idea is I want him walking through how this whole game thing can work. Okay? I want him to really take his time and find his way through this game. It's interesting that bishop's almost hanging if he could find a good place to put his bishop, but yeah. So he could just come here and protect, and he could have done it while the knight was there, by the way. If he comes here and protects, he's actually also attacking that. So he's threatening to win the bishop. Kind of sweet. It looks like he's willing to sacrifice the exchange. But what for? I don't know, because this is attacked 3 times. Now he's got to take back with the rook, and then his opponent can take with the knight. Okay. I wouldn't have taken with the knight. I would have taken with the bishop and win the rook. I mean, you would have had to take. Now, of course, if he takes now, he just loses. He doesn't lose anything more, because he could still put the bishop in front. And so he rightly ignores the knight. But when the knight moves, he gets an attack on the knight. So it's complicated. I think we'd like to put that knight there. That would be, My daughter's been watching Home Improvement, so I'm thinking like, You know, I can't help but laugh at why are we giving away this knight? Why did we give away the knight? I don't understand why we gave away the knight. That was such a good knight. The knight should have went here, attacking the bishop and threatening to get into here. Trade him off, then pop into there. Looking good. Looking good. No, I don't. I'm not playing that right now, King. Hey, thanks, Thinker Teacher, and welcome, Raiders. Let's give a shout out to our man. Oh, actually, let me give my kind, because I like mine better. Thank you so much. Love it when you visit. We're working on an experiment. We are actively working on an experiment on a methodology for getting better. A methodology for getting better. Ow! All right, no worries there. Now, let me know when you're back in the chat, Dazo. What do you like? Let me know when you're back, Dazo. You just told your audience what? That you're one of my favorite streamers? Oh yeah, there is. Hey, thank you. Hey, Philsonics, thank you for the follow. Dazo, let me know when you're back on stream. Let me know when you're back on the stream. We're going to play more games, so. You're not done yet, Dazo. Are you back? All right. So, now, Dazo, what I want you to do after a game, but I'll do it with you today, but this is something you would do, and all of you would do on your own. Okay? You could do this on your own. And so you take your game, as you probably want to, and go to analysis board. What I find humorous is sometimes I go to the analysis board after I've played, and it's already got a computer analysis run. Because before I could even get to just going to an analysis board, my opponent's already been in an analysis board and ran the computer analysis on it. They jump to watching it on the computer. Now, you can do that, but here's a fun way. Rather than just look to see what the computer says, I'm just turning on my evaluation bar so I can see the evaluation bar. That's the only part of the computer I'm going to use. All right, so I'm going to go back to lecture mode. And I want you to, and you can play through it and say, okay, what's going on? Now, one thing I will tell you, Dezo, I'm going to also, this is like free lesson day, Dezo, because I'm going to give you some tips that you can use game after game after game. Okay, you're going to play multiple games tonight for this volunteer. It's not just a one and done, sorry. All right, so we're watching the bar, and look at this bar, guys. Well, now you know that even though, yeah, I just took a piece, you're equal, right? But look at the bar. So, Dezo, this would be one of those times you'll look at it and you'll say, wow, this says I'm up 1.5, right? It's equal in material. I'm up 1.5. Why is it telling me I'm up 1.5? How can I? So this would be if I'm even studying just my opening play, rather than look up what's the right move, you know. I don't want to look up and try to memorize moves. You guys know that. I don't have the time or memory cells to memorize tons of moves. But what I want to do is understand when I'm ahead and understand when I'm behind and why. So here is where one of those times when you might say, man, I'm going to turn on the best move arrow next and see what I can do. Because it's giving me still 1.5. Now it's up to 1.9. I'm winning this game, so why? And it's not easy to understand exactly. And in fact, if it's below a 1, I don't even care, right? As long as it's below 1, then you're equal. In my mind, if you're below 1, you're equal. But here, Dezo's got possibilities of chances, but he's ahead by a full 1.7. So to me, that means he's well ahead. Now, why? Partly probably because he's developed, his opponent is not. His center pawns are both missing, which means that he gets this, while this bishop is going to take longer to develop. So Dezo's job right now would be to develop as fast as he could because he's already ahead. So I like the bishop here. The check is a check, but it helps the bishop come out. You can just leave him there if you want. You can, in fact, you can swap. In fact, you could just take the knight. I think you could just take the knight if you were to block with the bishop. And if he blocks with the knight, then the bishop is trapped, right? Definitely, Patrick, definitely. Ahead in development matters a lot. So let's see what happens. He did not play this move. But with this move, computer's waiting. It's keeping him at, okay, he's at a solid 2-0. A solid 2-0. Okay? Okay, that's good to know, Sonics. That's good to know. But he's at a solid 2-0. All right. The move that that our man made dropped him a little bit from 1.7. It still hasn't decided. 1.6. Okay. So in general, Dezo, I always like developing my minor pieces first. I want to get my minor pieces developed so that I have a chance to, right, go forth and multiply, right? I need to develop my minor pieces first. In general, I know you want to castle queenside, but that's the other thing. I'm not in a rush to tell my opponent where I'm castling. I want him to, I'm going to wait. I got time. He's got a semi-open file at where my king will be. After I castle, he has a semi-open file right at my king. So I'm not in a rush to castle either side. I'm okay with you castling queenside, but I'm not in a rush. So I don't want to put my queen at, and the general rule now, you could say, oh, okay, I want to wait, but no, it's not because I want to wait. It's mostly because I want to develop this last minor piece and stay ahead in development, way ahead of my opponent. So I want to develop my minor pieces first. All right, but it still says you're winning, and it still says you're winning, and what we're looking for is at some point, of course, it's going to say you're losing. By the way, right now, I don't care what the computer says, right? We flat out said it. You guys talked about it. Oh, yeah, well, you know, the computer, you're ahead. You are, right this second, you are ahead by 3 points. Dezo, the computer says you are winning. Now, we could just do a computer analysis, and that's nice. But I don't want you to rely on the computer. I want you to analyze the position and figure out why in the world the computer's saying you're up 3 points. Okay? I agree. I agree, thinker teacher. Of course I agree with you. I think anything below 1 is dead equal still. Below 1, you're even. But as you're getting above 1, but now you're at 3. This is saying you are essentially up a whole piece. This is saying you are essentially up a whole piece. So you need to figure out what you want to do with it. Yeah, Dezo. So this is where I want you to stop and think. Now, look at your clock, Dezo. Your clock is at 5:07. You started the game at 5 minutes. Now you see what I'm saying? You're playing too fast. And if you do nothing else today during this experiment, if you don't calculate, if you don't look for checks, captures, and attacks, all of that, if you at least look for a puzzle-worthy moment, and you could be totally wrong. So you could say, I think this might be a puzzle-worthy moment. I have 1 piece left to develop. He has 3 steps in development. He has to castle, he has to get the queen off the back rank, and he has to get this bishop developed. So he has 2 pieces developed. I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm castled. So that's 4 steps of development. I am ahead by 2 or more steps in development. 2 or more steps in development, and I only have 1 more piece to develop. This is a puzzle-worthy moment. So Dezo, take your time now, because you had 5 minutes and 7 seconds. You haven't even scratched the surface of your 5-minute core minutes. So find me a move, Dezo. Find me 3 candidate moves. If this was a puzzle, solve this puzzle. Solve away, Dezo. What you got, man? What do we got? What do we have? What do we have? Well, I like the idea, my idea of bishop to c4. You didn't play bishop to c4. And f3 to restrict his knight. Yes. But we're thinking about restricting a piece when we are this far ahead on development. And you know what? Bishop to to c4 would have at least been developing the bishop. I can grant you that. That's a possibility. Okay, but you didn't do that. You played f3, which is not a developing move. It's moving a pawn. Now, it's not bad. It does restrict the knight, but it doesn't stop the knight going to one of its best squares that it could go to. He couldn't go to here anyway. And if he goes here, I don't think you care. You gain a tempo by chasing him away. He has no targets that are not defended. Right? So if you're playing that fast and you took how long for this move? You took 6 seconds plus your 5 second. You took 11 seconds, Dezo. You took 11 seconds. So you did not treat it as a puzzle. Right, I agree. But you did. You that's the move you made. So how do we get you not to make that move? Let's get back to the principle. You have 1 piece left to develop. You have to develop that piece. Everything else I can accept. Even your queen move was a development move. I prefer you had developed the bishop first. But the queen move was a development move. Castling was a development move. You have 1 piece left to develop. We need to develop it. Okay, so we need to develop it. You still have to solve this puzzle. Yes, bishop to e2, Patrick, would develop the bishop, get it 1 square further up, but it is developed because the rooks are now finally talking, and it would still restrict the knight from a lot of squares. Yes, 2 more squares that we weren't restricting. So yes, not probably the most aggressive choice to go with, but it's definitely a possibility. So Dezo, I still need 3 candidate moves. So treat it as a puzzle and find me 3 candidate moves to solve this puzzle. This for you, in my mind, is a puzzle-worthy moment. Always need to develop. Always need to develop. Bishop to d3 is your favorite. And why, Dezo? Because you're trying to trick him into taking your bishop? It's a little trap. All right, so Dazo, that's your favorite. I'm going to give you that as one candidate move. I'm going to give you that as one candidate move. But you're playing, you want to play better, right? This, by the way, this whole experiment, Dazo, is predicated on the assumption that you want to get better and you want your rating to reflect you getting better. I'm just saying, it's part of the expectation. Okay, good. So, yes, this is purely for a trap. You will hear me and many thinker teacher, and you will hear many others tell you you never play a move that's purely a trap. And by that I mean, what happens if he doesn't take your bishop? Are you still happy with your move? Is your bishop in a good spot? Because if your bishop is not in a good spot by going there, then we don't want to go there. Let's say he just castles after you do this. Are you happier? Was that a great position for you was that a great move for you to make, or was it a wasted move? There you go. I like it. Okay, great. So this is, I can give you this as a candidate. I would say no as my number one candidate because it's only a trap. And if he doesn't fall for the trap and he castles, I'm actually not happy with my bishop blocking this beautiful battery. And my bishop would then be hanging. Right? No, it's still not hanging. Because if you take the check here, would still win the queen. Yeah, the bishop's still not hanging. Still don't like it though, because all it's doing is the trap. Okay. King to b1. Oh, okay. No, Dazo. We need to develop the bishop. Remember? We need to develop the bishop. Yes, thinker teacher tells you in one way to think of it. So let's go back. Here's a way that you could find it also. Because it's a puzzle-worthy moment, right? Puzzles usually mean that you'll be winning if you find the right move. Do you think king to b1 changes the game to a degree that you're winning? Right? Right? If this was a puzzle, I don't think you would guess king to b1 as the answer to the puzzle. You might not even guess this as the answer to the puzzle. You're probably going to guess this as the answer to your puzzle. And let's see, the computer likes it. You're still at 3.4. And this is what you can do with your own game. You could just see if the bar says you're right. Notice this drops you from 3 to 1. This basically says he's back in the game. Drops you from 3 to 1, your trappy move. So instead we go for this move. Now, again, maybe the computer actually wants you to do, I'm just making it up. Maybe the computer actually wants you to put the knight here or something. I don't know. I don't care because I want you to develop the bishop, right? We're playing by principles, not just what is the best move. Because if we only did what is the best move, it might be something like knight to b5 and we would have to figure it out. And I'm trying to help you play by principles. Right, Dazo, great question. So now what do you do if he blocks? All right, your call. What do you think he should do after he blocks, right? You have to find the next move. By the way, computer doesn't like that move too much. It puts you ahead by 4.8. 4.8. But I'd rather you be spending time now trying to figure this position out, Dazo, than figuring out this position. Because this position, you're not even giving yourself or him really too much to figure out, right? And he castled, and now you're biting on a pawn. You got 2 pawns in a row you're biting on. I don't know what the bishop's doing here, but it wouldn't be hitting anything here. Right? This would be where the bishop might go here. Bishop could go here again with your little trap, and then move the bishop, because then at least this is hitting where the king is at. All right, so I like it when you guys do your own analysis. So the Sonic says after this, he likes queen to f4. Sonic, you like queen to f4. Queen to f4. That's an interesting play, Sonic. I mean, you got a discovery this way. That's kind of nice. You know, if he takes, you take back with the knight, but you really don't have any threats except that bishop gets a free move. You gotta like the free move, right? You gotta like the, but then maybe the knight comes here. By the way, the queen is protecting here, so that could be very complicated. Yeah, that could be very complicated. And then you said, well, the Sonics went through all that and then told me it didn't work. I kind of like taking the knight too. I just like taking the knight because I have now 3 pieces hitting a square that only has 2 pieces protecting it. Right? What do you mean no? You said yes. No is yes? Yes. Yeah, and so after bishop takes b5, you tell me. You tell me, Dezo, what do you want to have happen next? It's your game, you analyze it. Right now we both have 2 minor pieces. Can you win another minor piece from your opponent? Bishop takes e7, attacks the queen, something of greater and equal value. What are you going to do? If you trade queens, we trade queens. If you take my bishop, I take yours, and I'm up a whole piece. So what do you want to have happen? Because this guy is unprotected, and this guy is under attack. And if you take, you know it, we end up with our piece. You can try to block, but you know what? We could just take. Trade all that off because I'm up material anyway. And if you castle, that's okay. I don't think you mind. You're up a whole piece. You're still up a whole piece. Any way you want to slice that, you're up a whole piece. And that's if he blocks with the bishop. If he blocks with the knight, besides this pawn dropping, what else? Can I get more pieces to attack that knight, right? That's the deal. We want to just pile up on the knight if we can. Taking here might actually be very interesting. I don't know if it's the best choice, but you could take there and then you could probably even follow it up here. You do have to worry about, you don't even have to really worry about that. You do if your queen is here, you have to worry about it. But you even have the pawn if the bishop goes there. So yeah, you'd have to look and decide what you want to do here. But that, again, that's the next phase, right? Figure out the next move. It's a puzzle-worthy moment. So figure out the next move, figure out the next move, and figure out the next move after that. Make sense? All right, so the major thing I want, Dezo, one is slow down just a little bit. I understand you only have 5 minutes, but you have a 5-second increment. Let's see when you finally did. There was a moment I talked about it because you spent like the most time you had spent, but watch when it comes. I want you to see when it comes. Okay, it was less time than I thought. My bad. I was thinking here you spent a lot of time, and I wanted you to already have analyzed that. But there, this is the first time you took over a minute. You took over a minute. And if you think about it, you took over a minute. Why? Right? It's like now is the first time you slowed down and took your time. And I'm thinking you need to slow down and take your time way before that. Way before that. Okay? But that, no biggie. All right. So you get to play another game. Same rules. 5 + 5, Zen mode. Go ahead and mute us. We'll just keep watching you play. You're going to play like 3 or 4 or 5 games tonight, hopefully. And you can just search for a new game, and let's see what happens. Okay. So you get the coaching along with it, but mostly we're doing Zen mode, and we're making you play people higher rated than you. All right, so go ahead and mute and go for it. So one of the reasons you play people higher than you because you want to get better, and guess what? He lost 6 points. So now he's playing somebody 50 almost 50 points higher than him. He's playing somebody almost 50 points higher than him. And he's going to settle in, because he'll keep doing this, he will settle in and play better chess soon. And once he does, he'll start beating. He's beaten 2200 rated players at Rapid. He's beaten them before. So he has it in him to beat them again. And we just need to get him to be smooth. Right. We can do 10 plus 5, but this is partly because of streaming. I didn't want to make it too slow for you guys. 5 plus 5 is Rapid, but yes, 10 plus 5, the Sonics you will learn, the slower the better when it comes to me. Whatever you do, if you can make them slower games, I'm happier. And the slower you make them, the happier I am. So I can't fault this, even though he's not developing. He has moved 5 pawns, only developed 1 piece. His opponent is 4 steps ahead in development, so I can fault it. He doesn't really gain any tempos. The bishop should just back up and ignore him. He's way ahead, not ignore him, but back up. His opponent is far ahead in development. This would be almost a puzzle-worthy moment for white because he's 4 steps to 1, right? So my rules for puzzle-worthy moments, if you're ahead 2 steps or more in development, look for a puzzle. So white could have looked for a puzzle right then. I don't know if he had anything, but he could have started looking for a puzzle right then, guys, because he was that far ahead on development. That far ahead on development. And now Deizo has got to start developing his pieces. He's got no development. We just talked, and he's pushing another pawn. He's pushing another pawn. We just talked to him about develop, that he needs to develop his pieces, and I don't see any development going on for black. I see a lot of pawn pushes. So white, notice, is taking his time at this point. White has slowed down and said, hey, I'm not just going to move haphazardly, but Deizo has got a lot. He's got no development here, guys. I need him to develop sometime today. Hey, Spencer, thank you for the follow. I do too, Patrick. Yeah, King says. Even King says he thinks the pawn move to b4 is a bit too much. But again, I'm going to allow it as long as he catches up in development. If he can catch up in development, I'm okay with it. But yeah, those pawns are not looking good. If white just trades down to an endgame, those pawns are looking bad. Those pawns are looking bad if white can trade down to an endgame. So why give yourself a deficit to begin with? And now he's got a double attack. Well, he's got an attack on the pawn, and he's going to threaten to come here, which is no big deal. Even if you castle, you could take. So you don't need to overreact to this move. This battery, you did not. He can do that, but he's going to drop this pawn now, because now he just takes. Well, no, he doesn't chess take, because then the queen could take back, and if the queen takes here, then you can win the knight. So he has some alternative. Ooh, see, that's just a fork. Will he find the fork? See, this is where you say, oh, hey, okay, I haven't developed. Look at it. I still have 3 steps of development. My opponent is fully developed, but he just blundered. My opponent just blundered. I am so far ahead on development, it's scary. So, but my opponent just blundered. Now, he gets to take here and attack your bishop. So it's not over, guys. Right? It's not a lost cause. Because black still has to play well. This queen is going to have to protect that bishop. You can't just I guess you could quickly take here, but then he takes here, then you take here, then he takes your rook. Then you could take the pawn, and then you're still down material. So this is going to stay until white gets out of it. This does not get him out of it unless you let it get it out of it. Let it get him out of it. Predicted, we see what we predicted. I just like the queen here. Queen here. I just know I want to protect. I want to protect the bishop, guys. He needs to protect the bishop and preferably the pawn at the same time. But the good news is he's taking his time. He's taking his time. We like that. This is applause in sign language. Hey, sure thing. Love chess. I stream my games occasionally. Oh, nice, nice. Excellent, Spencer. We'll have to look you up. Okay, I don't know for sure. It does attack a pawn, I guess. But then when the knight moves, he has a discovered attack on the bishop. So we've talked about this, right? When you're attacked, you have choices, guys. The least right choice, the less it's right, the least amount of times is attacking something of equal or greater value. And actually, he doesn't even get to win it. He doesn't even get to win it. So I don't understand the move at all. And I think he's realizing now that he just lost he just gave back. He's forcing a win of a piece, and he just said, nah, I don't really want it. I mean, basically, he said, nah, I don't really want that piece. And if he takes here, the bishop takes back. So I think he missed the fact that knight was protecting. So we're going to talk about this. What do you do when you're under attack? You run away. You can protect the piece. You can take the piece that's attacking you. That would have been great, but he can't. Right? He can't take the queen. You can take the piece that's attacking you. What did he do? He's under attack. He attacks something of equal or greater value. This should not have worked, and he should be losing the game. White should be losing the game with a move like this, saying, nope, I'm just going to protect, because that's one of the options. I'm going to protect my bishop. I'm just going to protect my bishop, guys. And if I just protect my bishop, you're about to lose a piece still. He's about to be up a whole piece. Now, so we do have a little bit of counterplay trickery. Now we could push the pawn, but you're still just getting back a piece. Oh, no. So again, he could have blocked, right? Another thing you could do when you're under attack is block. So he could have blocked and at the same time attack the bishop. That would have been a useful move. That would have been a useful move. Now he's going to get a check out of it, and he just saved his knight. He just saved his knight. And now we really don't have anything better, or maybe here, maybe here. But either way, not what we want. Not what we want. All right? Now, the good news is because he's playing somebody higher rated than him, he's got to play harder, and it won't cost him as many points if he loses. Right? So he's losing right now. And even if he does, even if he loses, he'll only lose 6 points maybe versus 20 or 30 points. So again, what happens? He has a piece under attack. What does he do? He attacks something of equal or greater value instead of moving, defending, or blocking. This is normally the least right answer. This is the most dangerous answer. The best answer is to take the piece if you can. The next best answer is to run away or usually block, or if it's of equal value, defend. He could have defended the bishop. It was of less value than the queen, and he would have been just fine. And so again, now what? Right? It's one of those situations. Your opponent, you forced your opponent to move because you decided to attack something of equal or greater value, and now you're stuck. Your rook really has no good squares. If he goes here, the bishop comes here, and you still win the rook. Your rook has no squares. This rook isn't in the game. We're not developed. So white ends up winning this game. Better development, right? He was fully developed. Better development wins him this game. But black had chances because white did not play that great. White made some bad moves. And so black still had chances. Now he's down a full rook. Now, would I give up? No, because your opponent's going to blunder too, right? Your opponent did blunder into a fork, and then we gave it back to him by not just protecting the bishop that was under attack. And why did we have that problem? Because we only had 2 pieces. Well, at that point, 3 pieces were developed. We were still not developing. We only had 3 pieces developed. So we're losing, right? We're losing the development race. We have to try to win the development race, not lose the development race. But hey, black still always has chances, right? You can always have chances. Again, you have a piece under attack. You can move it. You can protect it. You have to decide. You can't take the piece that's attacking you. You couldn't put anything in between. There was only one square. And you could have tried attacking something of equal or greater value. If you take now, you're kind of in trouble because then he takes back and the rook is open. There is no open. Okay, I was trying to say there is no open file for white to play on. We don't want to give him an open file. We don't want to give him an open file because now that just comes here, and the king has to lose ground. Maybe go here, and then the bishop just moves. White is quite happy. Should be. Only good news is if that bishop moves, we get that pawn. Ah, yeah, so now we're setting up a discovered attack on the king. So is he going to move again? He's got to do something. You can't allow this bishop to move. You get a check and lose a rook. So what to do? What to do? And if you go here, what happens when he attacks this pawn? See, now he's got no protection. But at least he's got, he's trying to make a pass pawn. I love it that Dezo is fighting. Love it that Dezo is fighting. But it's development killed him again. Like I said, he got lucky. He almost got out of the troubles. But in reality, he should have lost a lot easier. His opponent should have won easier. I don't know if he's going to win at all, but he should have won easier because Dezo was totally undeveloped while his opponent was extremely developed. Now, Dezo can push the pawn and get rid of some pawns, but he's going to, take. So if he had pushed, takes, 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 takes. And then he has threats of back rank mate. Because you never know. You never know. Your opponent can miss it. Opponents miss things all the time. That's part of the story. So you want to give your opponents a chance to mess up. Dezo likes setting traps. I would have liked to see him just push, take, quickly take, and see if you can get lucky. Because you need to be lucky, because right now you'd be losing. Both of these pawns would be gone, the rook would be sitting here, and yep, he just comes back and protects. And you can't push, take, and you go. And if he takes, the bishop holds, and you still have a passed pawn, so you still have hope. As long as you have a passed pawn, you have hope. Can you spell hope? Yes. Passed pawn. That's how I spell it. And now your hope a lot of your hope went out the window because the king no longer is trapped. Right? We no longer have a back rank mate. And now we're going after the pawn. You can't push the pawn. You lose the bishop. What are you going to do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. This is a tough one. This is painful. Counterattacking has chances at least. Oh, look at this. White doesn't even take. White doesn't even take. No, that doesn't work. It just goes there. But at least we get a counterplay. But white has so many ways to stop it. The rook can go here. That's one way. Oh, he should have just pushed the pawn. I would have just pushed the pawn. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of times your opponents don't know how to end the game. I don't know how many people mess up endgames. They do it all the time. No choice for white. I mean black. Ah, look at that. Can't even win the pawn. And he takes it anyway. So if you get rid of all your pawns, you might have a stalemate chance. I just could have pushed it and said check. Oh, if he either takes or not, it's locked. Oh, we want locked pawns, don't we? We're trying for a stalemate. We want a locked pawn. Okay, this is cute. You go here. I think you have stalemate automatically. Ah, if you went here, you could have went here and it would have been stalemate. You couldn't even stop the stalemate. That would have been so sweet. That would have been cute. That would have been cute. Yes, it was. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. Now, it might have been 20. What'd you say? 2020? Maybe there it was in 2020. I think it was a long time before 20, because it wasn't just 2 years ago. Now I think they made a Bad Boys like 3 or 4 or 5 a couple of years ago, but this was much long. Hey, no worries, Dezo. We're learning. We're learning. So as I said, only cost us 5 points. Let's look at your game, Dezo, real quick. And you did one thing that we talked about. I would change right away, since we're doing this as a learning right now. Someone suggested that we do 10 plus 5. I will say that normally I would have wanted you to do a 10 plus 5. But for entertainment value, right, we're going to go 5 plus 5 because we'll get more games in. So Dezo, one big problem here is I want you to count how many pawn moves you made. And in fact, if we go back to here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you took, right? Or did you? Yeah, you took 6 pawn moves. 6 pawn moves. You have one piece developed. One piece developed. And your opponent only has 2 left to go. So your opponent has 4 steps of development versus 1. Your opponent has 4 steps of development versus 1. He should be looking for a puzzle-worthy moment right here. And your opponent did take some time here to think. And I think that was correct. He spent probably about 20 seconds. But this is an important time for him to think. He was probably seeing, can he sack a piece here? Take back with the bishop, get the check. Is that viable? Can it work? He might be looking at, can I push this pawn? You know, he's looking to solve this like a puzzle because he's that far ahead on development days, though. So the only thing I really want out of you, and then we pushed another pawn, which didn't really gain you a lot, right? It's not like you're going to win this pawn. I mean, if this won you the pawn, I'd say, oh, okay. But not only doesn't it win you the pawn, you're still not developing. So I want you to look and see, you moved all these pawns, and granted, the last 2 moves, you made him move a developed piece. I will give you that. You made him move a developed piece. You finally developed the second piece. But watch what happens. We pushed another pawn. So I still have 1, 2, 3, and castle. We have 4 steps to go. He still has 2. Let's see what happens. He develops with tempo, with a pin. We always like developing with pin. You develop. Yay! His queen is now off the back rank with an attack here and a battery here. Hey, Zephyrs. So he has now two attacks. The pawn that's undefended, way too far away from his compatriots. Very weak pawn structure. I was talking about today, so even if you traded off all the pieces, you'll probably lose because of these bad pawns. Just too far ahead, and 2 against 3. I know there's this one here. I think you're going to lose this even with, but. So first thing is, Dezo, develop. We're still not developing. Let's see what happens. We're still not developing. We spend a move to chase the bishop. He could have just taken, you could have taken back, and then his knight is under attack. But other than that, he's still way ahead in development. But that would have been an option. But this is fine for him, right? He just says, I'll back up. Now, by the way, remember we still have the bar on. The computer says you're winning. Why? Because you found the move, Dezo. You found the move, buddy. You went from, you're still behind on development. But now you have 3 pieces developed. He has all of them. But he just gave you a piece. Now, what's important to realize, Dezo, is that you are at 1.6 ahead. Hey, Sudaku's greetings, mi amigo. Mi buen amigo. So even with winning a piece for a pawn, we know you're going to win a piece for a pawn. You're dropping this pawn, 1, and even then you're going to probably get back the other pawn. So now you're dropping a piece for 2 pawns. You are only up by 1.8. It did become complicated. He did. Yeah. 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 And so Sonic, you might be right. That maybe he looked and said, well, where else do I can go here? I lose my bishop. Right? If I go here, I lose my bishop. So my only other choice is here, 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 or trade. Again, I think he could have just traded. But there are some negatives to trading. I totally agree there's negatives to trading. You could take with the queen, threatening the knight, and then you still have this pawn behind it. You know, yeah, you got problems. But, you know. All right. But he did want to go here, and Dezo said, Sonic says maybe because of this, because then this attacks the bishop, this attacks the knight. But in reality, who cares? Even if you take, the queen could take back, and he's still fully developed. He still has better chances than than black. He still has better chances. So yeah, he blundered here. Now, Dezo, you're ahead. Here's a critical lesson for you. Critical lesson for you. First of all, develop, develop, develop. That's 2 games in a row, we're not developing well enough. Develop, develop, develop. That's the first 3 goals in the opening. You want to do it faster than your opponent if you can. Okay, I'm going to stop preaching on that. I know you saw this. I know you saw your bishop was under attack. Now, forget the fact that you missed the fact that the knight was protecting the pawn. Forget the fact that you missed that the knight was protecting the pawn, because I know that's what happened. Right? I know you. Queen to b6 here, Patrick? Queen to b6. What am I missing, Patrick? Why doesn't the queen just take your queen? Okay, guys, let me get back to the helping Dezo. So, I feel confident that you missed the fact this knight wasn't here, right? The knight isn't in the normal square. But even if you did, even if you did, right? Even if you did, let's say he takes with the bishop. Let's say you take here, and let's say that knight is not there, right? That knight is here, let's say. He still gets a free move with his knight because he's going to get an attack on your knight. So even if that knight wasn't there, he can now move, right? You have 2 pieces under attack. He can move that knight and say, hey, I'm attacking your knight afterwards. So I'm gonna get some tempo back. You're giving him a chance in the game. But worse was, of course, the knight, right? Worst is the knight. All right, so simpler move, Dezo, is queen here, or queen here. Now that one, computer, horrendous. Computer says that's terrible. Don't do that. I'm not sure why. I didn't look at it, but that got you back to equality. But, so you'd have to look at why, but mostly the point is that we just need to protect the bishop. And that one it doesn't like too much either. So the one it likes is this one. I'm going to assume you might be even able to move the bishop. Like say, what happens if you go here? It likes that move the best. Takes away the threat and allows you to meet a check here with the bishop here. Or the knight there. Right? All right. So, yeah. But I don't expect you to find this move, Dezo. I don't expect you to undevelop your bishop. That's an IM level move, buddy. I don't need you to find that move. I really don't. I do need you to find when you have a piece that's attacking, you have 6 things now that you could do. One of those things is to attack something of equal or greater value. It is rarely the right choice. Now, your opponent said, I'm going to lose a piece. So I'll take the pawn, and he took a long time to think about it. I'm going to take the pawn and threaten to win a piece. So he did. Now he's threatening to win a piece. You're threatening to win a piece. He's threatening to win a piece. If you protect the bishop, then his threat is gone while your threat remains. With me? Your threat remains. His threat is gone. You want to you want to keep your threat, remove his. All right. So 2 lessons on this one. And one of them is from the first game also. Develop, develop, develop. The second lesson is when you are attacked, you need to consider all 5 things, but big warning. If you decide to attack something of equal or greater value instead of stopping the attack on your piece, you can stop the attack on your piece by blocking it. You can stop the attack by defending it. You can stop the attack by running away. Any of those would stop the attack on your piece. The one thing we cannot do without treating it as a puzzle is attacking something of equal or greater value. If you decide not to protect, run away, block, defend, take the piece that's attacking you, if you decide not to do any of those things, you have to treat it as a puzzle. Before you could take here, you have to solve it as a puzzle. And if you want, solve it as white. What does white do? How does white get out of this time? Okay? Whatever you need to do, you need to treat it as a puzzle. Because you are not taking back, blocking, running, you're not defending. You're doing the most dangerous thing, which is attacking something of equal or greater value. So as soon as you attack something of equal or greater, as soon as you want to attack something of equal or greater value, treat it as a puzzle. By the way, your opponent did the same thing. Normally you would say, well, you just take, right? You take back and then you run the knight away and you get a pawn, and at least you got a pawn out of it. But he didn't. He attacked something of equal to what's under attack. You attack something of 3 value. He, in turn, attacks something of 3 value. So if your opponent attacks something of equal or greater value instead of getting out of an attack, then it's a puzzle-worthy moment. If you don't want to deal with the attack and attack something of equal or greater value, it's a puzzle-worthy moment. Sonics, well, let's have him keep going, because one of the reasons I like this experiment is that Dezo has lost a whopping 10 points after playing 2 good games. 2 good games. Make sense? So let's play one more game, Dezo, and then you could play the Sonics if you like. Okay? Then you could play the Sonics. But playing somebody lower rated than you is totally different. We want you to play players higher rated than you, up to 300 points higher rated than you, because we want to give you better competition, Zen mode, so you don't know how much better, and we want you to focus and play your best. Now, granted, I agree, play 10 plus 5 rather than 5 plus 5, especially because you play fast. So that'll give you even more time. But develop, and please, before you attack something of equal or greater value as a response to an attack, treat it as a puzzle. And if your opponent attacks something of equal or greater value, treat it as an attack. As a puzzle. All right. Your game got aborted because we were too slow. Try another one. Sorry about that. No, it's okay, Sonics. He can play you. But I want to finish the experiment. Yeah, that would have been a great game. I wish we would have gotten that one, but yeah, I got aborted. Good. Good, Dezo. But do it with an eye to what's going on. But yeah, it's a race. And you lost that race badly that game. Hey, Metal Eagle. How are you, my friend? I need to make one of these for Thinker Teacher. Yeah, I had one for Sudokus back in the day. Let me see if it's still in there. I think I just called it Sudokus. Nope, not doing anything. I might have removed it because you stopped streaming. Yeah, I guess I removed it. I did have a Sudokus command. Oh man, happy birthday! And testing negative for COVID is an interesting way to celebrate. Oh, because you tested positive last week. Okay. Did you get sick at all? Did you get sick? Yeah, it can take a while, Dazo. But happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, yeah, I'm probably twice as old as you, at least, Metal Eagle. So, birthdays depress me when it's other people's. My own don't depress me. I'm always like amazed I lived another year. I just figured I can celebrate. I should be happy. All right, here we go, guys. He's got a game. Oh, the other one would have been so much better. He doesn't know, but it would have been so much better. It would have been so much better. All right, I'm kind of happy. Dazo is somehow gotten into a Vienna game, which I love. Now, that could be Metal Eagle. It could be. You didn't wear a mask during the tournament, did you? So doctors would say, yeah, you can't breathe with those masks on. This looks interesting. It looks like it's a lost pawn to me in one way or another. Maybe not. I guess, yeah, maybe. I still feel like it's a lost pawn. If he pushes, Dazo has that. I would love to see him do that. And it's kind of like, what do you do, right? Okay, that's another choice. That's a choice. That's a choice. I can live with that choice. I mean, blocks in the bishop, develops a queen instead of the minor piece, per our normal. But this would have moved the piece twice. This would have moved the piece twice. Okay, he's dropping that one, but I'd go with that. Oh, what is this move? What is this move? What is this move? It's not a developing move. This frees the bishop, attacks the bishop at the same time. I love this move. I would have loved that move. I would have loved this move. Because he hadn't castled yet. I would have liked that move because it attacks the bishop and attacks the knight. What's wrong with that move? What is this move? Someone's going to teach me what this move is. He's got the momentum going in his favor, and we get that move. I do not understand this move. All right, you can't take because of this. All right, you can take with the knight, but then he still gets this and this and this and all that. And why? Because we're like this. And look how hard it's going to be to get these bishops developed. Okay, he's going to go for it. Wow. Wow, yeah, you kind of have to. And now you need to gain tempos because this is coming. And this is almost too obvious. That's coming. And he doesn't want you to gain tempos to get free. You're in a big pin city. And he just took away tempo. So you need to have to actually have this pushed. That's interesting, but this is coming, and then this is necessary. He's still not, his opponent is still not trying to take advantage of this situation. And by the way, if Dazo had done that, then he could have gotten the bishop out, then he could have castled, and then he's like, can breathe this gigantic sigh of relief like, okay, I'm not going to die today. I'm not going to die easily today anyway. Okay, Dazo, what are we doing? What are we doing, Dazo? I need to get my piece. See, this is the problem. I need to get my pieces developed. And really, I can't. I'm stuck. My pieces are not free to be developed. All right. All right. He got out of one potential pin, which isn't even there yet, guys. The pin isn't there yet. He's thinking. He's back to get. Okay, he's playing. Don't like the knight move here, but he's got the tricky check here. He's setting up a trap. Setting up that trap. So it's still there. Trap is still there, buddy. Trap is still there. The trap was still there. You do not leave discovered attacks. You cannot leave discovered. Please just take that. You cannot leave discovered attacks on the board, guys. You can't. You leave discovered attacks on the board, you end up losing most times. most times. Come on, just go. Just save your bishop. You're ahead. You're winning this game, Dazel. You got this. Come on. Nothing. You don't need to. Oh, what are we? Why did we give away a whole bishop? I know we're up a queen for a piece. Why did we give away a bishop? Why would we give? Why? It's not like we have enough pieces to throw away pieces. Why would we give away that bishop? Okay, I'm going to anticipate he's going to do this to lock in the knight, keep the bishop out. This is a very fine move. He can move his queen away. He has square. If he comes here, he has squares. He has squares. Okay, now he has to go this way. He can't go that way. But he's got here. Then he's going to have here. He's going to have places. He's going to be able to run around. So he just needs to. And he's taking his time at least now. But seriously, what was this move? And then why did he leave his bishop? Just move the bishop. Just move the bishop. He had a free piece. He's up a queen and that piece. He gave back that piece. Don't understand. All right, that was a long thing to put the queen over there. I like the queen over here on the king side, where he has better chances of attacking. But I think he wants this so bad, which he still had that threat from here, by the way. He still had that threat from sitting right here. I'm going to anticipate he's going to go back here. I don't know where else he's... Where else would he go? Okay. Now he doesn't have this threat, though. Maybe he doesn't want that threat. Okay, let's get your... All right, good. Let's get your pieces into the game a little bit. You can even trade off things. Or here. Let's just expand in the center. Let's expand in the center. There you go. There you go. All right, you're happy to trade, but this has 3 pieces on it, so let's push it first. Okay, we could defend it too. Defending it's good. Keeps the knight out. Yeah. No, it still keeps this bishop out of the game. I'll totally live with that. By the way, this bishop has no squares. In fact, it had no squares then. He could have just won the bishop. Now, so he could have won the bishop. It looks like right away. He would have lost this pawn, but I think it would have been worth it. I think it would have been worth it. Now he could chase the bishop and win the pawn, threaten the bishop, because if he does this first... Okay, he does that one first. I think he still needs to get this bishop off of the knight. If he gets that bishop off of the knight, chase the bishop off the knight, then take... Oh, he's still not going to win the knight. Never mind. But I do like that pawn too. But he's not going to win that one either, unless he gets greedy and takes here. But anyway, he's up a whole bishop. I hope a queen. He's up a queen. Not a whole queen. Let me see. He's up a queen for 2 minor pieces. So he's definitely winning. He's definitely winning, guys. That could be scary going in here, by the way. Because that rook move, he's almost trapped. He has to take here. So he's alive, and he can survive. But yeah, that would have been... That can be a little scary. Well, I mean, he's got to find all those ways to get out of it. And he's a little lower on time than his opponent. Not a lot. Okay, I don't like that. Here we go with alignment again. We voluntarily just put ourselves into an alignment issue. See, now I don't want to take here because his bishop, when he takes, he's attacking my rook. Although, I think I would just take. And if he takes here, then I'd take here, threatening that guy. And he's pinned. Ooh, I think I could live with that. But one option is just discover attack, right? We love discovered attacks. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Knight wants to get into better squares. Knight wants to get into better squares. And you see us. Now you could take. Now I feel like you could take. You can simplify. Yeah, you can simplify. If he takes here, you have this move. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Could just take. Allow the simplification. Just take. Right now he's attacking 2 of your pieces. Yes. There you go. Okay, now this one's still under attack. I don't like that. And he can't take here, though, yet. He could just push. He could bring his... Yeah. Yeah. Yes, he can. And then he can... Oh, what is that? What is that? No, you wanted him to take. Because then you take with check. Win a rook. Could have won a rook. Pass pawns want to push, Bubby. Pass pawns want to push. Just take it off. Yeah, at least he's playing better. He's definitely playing better. Yes, Onyx, it is a stockfish type of move that we don't necessarily like. How about just pushing? No, how about just pushing? How about just putting the question? Now he's coming after you. So now your bishop almost... No, no. What? Okay, that's a trade. And then you get to take that one. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's definitely feasible. Now you're down a rook. Now you're a rook and a bishop for a queen. When before it was 2 minor pieces, but you just grab. You could snarf another pawn. So we take the pawns, guys, because these pawns are going to become queens later. These pawns are going to become queens later. Gotta look out for that. So I'm actually liking this because then his rook can't get to that file. Ho, 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 ho. I like it. I like it. I like it. What is that? I also like this. I don't know what that... Yeah, it's just like helping him get his bishop into a better square. I don't like it. How about here? Okay. Sometimes I don't understand. It's okay. He's still got so much more material. So much more material. Yeah, that check doesn't work at all. Gotta give Dezo that. He sees that. Dezo is looking this time. That was a nice move. This is fine. Dezo's looking good, but again, I would have liked this. I would have liked that. Let's attack the rook. Now the rook can go back. Okay, we don't... Ooh, here we go. End game here. End the game right here. No, Dezo. Look, Dezo. Dezo, he's going to double up on the 7th. We've taught you guys about what happens when you double up on the 7th. Okay, but Dezo does have 2 queens, right? Dezo does have 2 queens. He's got to win this. Now, maybe he doesn't have to, but he has to win it. Yes, Dezo, good job. Whew. All right, we needed a win. We needed a win, Dezo. Good job, Dezo. Good job, buddy. So, Dezo. Yeah, man, hype it up. No, good job. Very good. Finally. All right, now we got to do it. We got to do one more, right? You got to get on a streak here. But let's just look at this game. By the way, if you like your openings, you could chase the knight around. But I have absolutely no problem with you transitioning into a Vienna game. I love Vienna games. You didn't play the Vienna Gambit, but you got into this interesting thing. So one thing to note, this is playable, right? It pins the... I can live with it, but understand that you're blocking in your bishop. You're blocking in your bishop. So you had this right away, but then he has this. But you're blocking in your bishop, but I like it. I can live with it because you're making it a good alignment for you. Okay, yes, it does make it hard to develop. That's now, Dezo, right now, puzzle-worthy moment. Can you find me a move that helps you get more space on the center with tempo? Find me a move right here that you can get more space on the center with a tempo. Yeah, baby. Yeah. D4, why not? Why not? He can't take, he can't take, he can't take. Bishop has to leave. Bishop has to find someplace else to go. After you find someplace else to go, we can see what we want to do next, maybe. Maybe. So that's just a fun one. It might not work because this attacks the knight, which I wanted, you wanted to take this pawn with it eventually. But if I'm just trying to develop, right? If I'm just trying to develop, I can do that. I can do this and attack the pawn again. Well, that actually says back to equal. So it likes this primarily. I would imagine you can also put the question to the bishop. Yeah, back to equal. So right now you're still winning 2-0. You're still winning 2. So by 2. So it is interesting because, it makes me curious to say, what is the right move? Oh, do you see the right move, Dezo? Dezo, do you see the right move? Yes. Dezo, very nice. I wasn't paying attention. Dezo, that just wins the piece, right? Now, doesn't, because he gets to take here. But that taking here isn't going to be as good as what you're getting out of this, I don't think. Yeah, I think that's probably the move there. That's sweet. You get to take here. He gets to take here. I'm not sure what you do next, but I would keep developing pieces. And I'd be a happy camper because your queen here, by the way, keeps him from castling also. It's going to take him longer to castle. Yeah, interesting stuff. Anyway. But then we get to here, Dezo. What is this pawn move? What is this pawn move? What was the pawn move? I mean, I'd much rather you just take. I would just... Why are you worried about knight to g4? Because of this? Oh, okay. Well, that will protect it after you take. He goes knight to g4, then push the pawn. Then push the pawn. Chances are here he'll castle, hoping to get his rook here to win the game. But you have many choices at this point, including just taking with check. But you also have that. And if he goes after that, then you have knight to here to protect the knight. And you got to get his knight out of the way before you can push on your pawn. And you're still attacking his... Oh, you just have fun. Anyway, Dezo. The pawn move. I was like, what? We're supposed to develop. He's got both bishops. Neither one can get out. And we're pushing this pawn, which does not help me get either bishop out. And he's about to castle, which will take away your momentum because this piece will be under attack. So he does, but you found this an attack back. I like it. Your opponent did not find the best moves, I thought. But he did see that if he goes, because I was thinking he'd do this, but then you get to do this to grab a tempo back, right? You're not going to lose him yet. You're going to put, actually, I'm thinking you're going to push here eventually. To keep this pawn out. But what's funny is, I think he could sack. Nope, white is destroying at this point. Why? How about check? That's why white's destroying. Game over. Okay, beautiful. So yeah, you could have done this. So he, in turn, first, he backs up. And you only went one. What is that? I was like, no, block the bishop. But I understand you're trying to protect the knight, but he's not even under attack yet. He's already protected. It does free the bishop, but why not go here and free the bishop? I think that would have been more dynamic. And you still have this when he wants to do that. Anyway, all right, much better though. You said, oh, by the way, good lesson for everyone. Dezo set up a discovered attack. You cannot allow discovered attacks, guys. They are too powerful. And here's a great example. You have a check. Dezo, I was looking like, oh yeah, you can't take, right? But what was I was thinking, I was like, well, what happens if he comes here to threaten your queen? Right? I was like, oh, that's a real problem, but you still get the check. And then however he takes back, you take with the queen, the knight's no longer attacking you. And then when he did this, that's what I thought he was. I thought he was going to do this. And then he did this, which still doesn't stop the discovered attack. So Dezo gets a queen. Now Dezo. What in the world did you do next? You're up a whole queen, my friend. Yeah, why did you hang? You have so much time. You had 320 left. I mean, here, you can even go here if you're worried about this pawn. But you can just go here, which blocks. Blockading doubled pawns is like automatic. I mean, his bishop cannot come out yet. Neither square is available. He could do this to try to chase you away. Okay, and then you could go away. Yeah, yeah. No, h4, no. I mean, it's playable because you free your rook, but why am I giving away 3 points? Okay, why am I giving away 3 points to free up my rook? I'm still giving away 3 points. No matter what else you tell me, I just gave away 3 points, right? I can go here now. I'm protecting the pawn. I'm going to come here. I'm attacking the queen. Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't play. No. Keep the bishop. All right, no worries. Here, I was like, oh, at least he developed. But here, no, it comes up in a minute. Okay, so now he's forcing you to go, and you only have this square or this square. You only have 2 squares to choose from, Dezo. You only have 2 squares to choose from. This one is over here by the king. This one seems to, and it protects the bishop. I like being near the king, Dezo. I want to kill the king. I don't know what I'm attacking over here. I have 3 nice pawns protecting everything. I have a knight and a bishop. I mean, it's look at all these arrows because that's where everything is. Oh, great question. Thank you, Dezo. That's what I want to hear. Those are the questions we want to analyze. So what do you do if he does that? How about we just step up? What do you think? Do you like it? How about if we just step up? I mean, stepping up is an option, right? Yeah, queen to g3, then he can't even take, right? But then we get this pawn push. And then we can step out here. It doesn't, I mean, I don't mind him doing all that, but look how long it's going to take him to kick your queen out. He ain't kicking your queen out in 1 move. It's going to take him a few moves. Meantime, you get to put your rooks on the open file, the one totally open file. So let's say it goes here with an idea to come here, right? He wants to come here or here maybe. And I'm probably like, that's okay. Let's just keep the knight out. Queen is holding the pawn, and I'm threatening to do this next. Yeah, let's just, or this. Yeah, okay. And so the knight says, oh, I'm developing, buddy. You're in trouble. Now I got choices. I can come here first, just to be annoying, but I don't want to lose my pawn. I don't want to lose my pawn. I don't want to lose my pawn, so I'm going to go here or here. I'm thinking I'm going to go here. Just gets it out of any attacks. And then I'm like, okay, your turn. And if he takes, I don't care. I think I wouldn't even take. I think I would just push that there maybe. But yeah, I just feel like your queen belongs over here. Just my gut. Just my gut. I think your queen belongs over here. It worked out for you though. Okay, let's have you play one more. Go find one more game. And then you can play, you could play, what is your name again? What was the game? Well, who? Someone wanted to play you. Can't remember who. It'll come to me. The Sonics. Yes, the Sonics. You're gonna play the Sonics. All right, let's get one more game. I want one more game. I am hoping for someone not in the 1800s. So hoping for someone not in the 1800s. I want you playing a 19, 2000, 2100. I want you playing somebody up there. That's why we said plus 300. We're going all the way up to 2100, and we're still getting everybody's 1800s. I want somebody higher. Now, that person was higher rated than Dezo, so that worked out. Yes, Sonic. The Sonics, actually. The Sonic. Yes, but we don't want we want him to play one more game. Hey, Baxterish. Hola. Hola, mi amigo. Okay, the Sonics. Sounds like a cappella group, like the Pentatonics. By the way, Pentatonics are awesome. Most State Open is December 3-ish. Missouri State Open. Ah, December 3rd. All right. You going to play in it? You going to go play in it, Baxterish? We definitely have a time for you to play one more game, Dezo, so hopefully you'll get one. Good. Outstanding. Here we go. All right. Last game we're going to do the experiment with. Let's see if he takes his time. Let's get to Queen's Gambit. Declined. All right. Ah, the Sonics. Nice. Yes, I should know them. I was pretty young in the 60s, though. I was pretty young. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to castle. That would be nice. I just like castling. I don't even want to discuss anything else. He needs to develop, though. We want him to develop. If he remembers the job of development, I'll be a happy camper. If he pushes that H pawn, I'm not going to be a happy camper. Okay, that doesn't develop. He can still castle. Okay, it did develop. I'm sorry. The knight to d7 is a development move. It's just a slow development move, and it blocks in the bishop. So again, I probably would have rather have had him castle. But again, maybe he knows the opening better than I do. All right, so his opponent castles queen side. I'm looking at queen to h5, which he should like because it's an attacking move. And it's okay that he's not developing another piece because who cares right now? Yeah, there you go. He's threatening to take. Ooh, he took that way. Then he took it fast. He could have sacked on the H pawn, but he took it very fast. So now what does he want to do? He just trades queens. All right, we're going to go into an endgame kind of feel. I like it. He's going to trade. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Threatening the pawn. Oh, and his opponent didn't even see it. He also has the pawn here, but this pawn obviously is the best pawn. Hopefully he will take it. He wins a rook for the knight. I don't see any. Okay. Okay. He still has this pawn or this pawn. Okay, he still. Now, come on. Okay, no more fooling around. Thank you. Thank you. Now you take the rook in the corner. You got to take the rook in the corner, guys. Thank you. Notice the bishop, his opponent's white bishop is still out of the game. He decides to get his knight back into the game. I don't have a problem with that. It actually takes away at least one square from the bishop, but this is probably where the bishop wants to go. Oh, he doesn't want to go anywhere. Okay, so you can come back here and attack the bishop again and get your knight back into the game. Yep, I just like it. Why not? I mean, what's the threat? What's the threat? This isn't a threat. By the way, he can castle. He can castle. Now he could just move the knight, though. But where to? Where to, he says. He can't protect it. So where to put the knight? This is actually the only square to put the knight. Which he's up enough. He was up enough material. He could have just done it. And I don't know what his opponent's doing. Yeah, his opponent's making mistakes. Now I'm going to put my knight here. Come on, put your knight here. Okay, your opponent did not take. He should have taken. He would have won a piece. Attack the rook and then take the pawn. Very good. Very good. All right, our man Dezo is back on track. His opponent's not playing that great. By the way, another 1800. And there's something wrong because he's playing someone lower rated than him. That's not supposed to happen. We set it up that he's going to play somebody higher rated than him. And right now he's playing someone lower rated than him. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. But we want Dezo to punish that. We just want Dezo actually to get another win. Yeah, we just need Dezo to win another game. We want Dezo winning some games here, buddies. All right. So, it's not attacking anything actually, except for the bishop. So he just needs to move the bishop, and that's a great square. That takes away the best diagonal for his opponent's bishop. Like it. Like it. And this move doesn't do anything that you're worried about, but okay. Now his opponent's trying to get something going here. His opponent's trying to get something going, and Dezo has multiple ways. One of them is to try to take out the bishop that way. Another one is to go here. Another one is to develop the... another one is to push a pawn. We like pushing pawns. It's okay. I don't think that's overly scary. That looks like a hanging pawn to me. Okay, just take the pawn. The bishop is going to be protected multiple times. Very good. Dezo, he's on ball, on the track. All right, multiple attackers on the h-pawn. So what do we do? One simple thing is push the h-pawn. We want to, or we could do that. We can do that. That works. I like taking away the bishop's diagonal. I can live with that. We can live with that, right? It's an interesting way to put it, Sonics. All right, look at that. We have another win by Dezo. Yes, well, you played quick, but you took more time than your opponent. Now, Dezo, did you have your minus at set to 0? Because this opponent was 3 points lower rated than you. So do you know how that happened? You know how that happened? I don't know. Yeah, it shouldn't have, right? Because you had that at +0. All right, why don't you go ahead and play Sonics? He's been waiting patiently. You could play him an unrated game like he said. But again, take your time. Find your moves. You did much better overall. Yeah, check your settings, because this is settings I want you to play with for like the next week. I want you to play slower games. By the way, feel free to go to 10+5. Thank you so much, Gridiron. I love it. Thank you. And it's with Prime. Look at that, Sudakus. That's working now for some reason. I don't know why it's working now and it didn't work when you do it. I have no idea. But thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciated. All right, so Dezo, that's what we... thank you, Flavio. Hey, I didn't even know you were in the house, mi amigo. Thank you so much. Didn't even know you were in the house. You're so quiet today. All right, so you can go ahead and play Sonics. That'd be fine. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I want to watch your games. Oh, no, what's that? Oh, another one? Oh, Hype Train just started in your channel. Oh, Dezo, thank you, my friend. And you know, normally when you already are a, see, Dezo, it works out because you're a subscriber, so you get lessons anyway. So, and now Percy has a sub. That is so nice. Thank you. That is very generous of you. That is very generous of you. You guys are getting a hype train started on my channel? That's hilarious. Yeah, Dezo, we got our lesson in without actually even thinking about it. Excellent. All right, now don't play super fast. You're playing unrated and you're playing casual with 10 plus 5. You have more time. You're supposed to take more time. Hey, Flavio. Thanks, Flavio. Wow, that was nice. Well, thank you. That's like definitely getting the hype train thingy going. Yeah, I don't even know how hype trains work. We so do not push for subs that I don't even know when we... But every once in a while, we've had a hype train once before, which was wild. So sub, gift, or use bits to get the next level. And we're at 99% thanks to Flavio again. Thank you again, Flavio. Now we're at 99%. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Thank you, Flavio. Wow. 99% for a hype train, whatever that does. Yeah. So, and you have 3 minutes to get the hype train, I guess, level 1 hype train. Yeah, it's interesting. So backward pawn here for our man, the Sonics. He said he was 1800. He's actually 1831. So he's actually higher rated than Chess Superstar. He could have just grabbed that the post. You could have just grabbed the one out of the lobby. You could have played him rated. You could have done it. Oh well, thank you, Flavio. Thank you, my man. Thank you. Maybe. Oh, Gridiron gifted a sub to Metal Eagle. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, I didn't even give that one. And oh my goodness, thank you. There you go. Hypey train. Wow, I got a hype train. I didn't. It's amazing. Thank you, Gridiron. Thank you so much. Yeah. Who haven't I seen? So Patrick by himself, but it's gonna come to me. He was like, if I had a patron, he'd be my patron, right? I mean, he's gifted more subs than GD Post. Yeah, he was always gifting subs, and man, he was yeah. He was like, if I had a patron, he would be it. That's really great. We hit the hype train, and then it wants you to do a level 2. See, ignore that, right? Go level 2. Yeah. I don't know how that would happen. Yes, we'd have to go get. What we do is we tell everyone that wants to subscribe, wait, and let's all do it at the same time to create a hype train. Yeah, don't just sub whenever. Do it when we can do a hype train. Yes, he is a good supporter. He is. He gives out gift subs too. No, Busy is. Flavio, you are too. Sudakus always cheers, always gives me. He does his prime sub with me. Sudakus is another good supporter. G.Hosto would like give 10 subs and then give 10 more subs, and yeah, he was crazy. He was, yeah. It's like one of those, like, you know, sugar daddies. I gotta call G.Host. I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe I can get him to come back and visit. You know, that would be if I was that type of person. G.Host would be the one I'd be chasing. Hey, thanks, Flavio. Thanks. And he does, so he can get a lesson. He's giving me lessons. He's giving me lessons. Every once in a while I get a gift sub. I'm not even on the person's stream because it's one of those random ones, and so I'm the follower. So I'll get a guest sub from somebody. I always make sure I go on Twitch into Whispers and I thank them for the gift sub. I think that's the least I could do, right? I gotta thank them for the gift sub. Gotta thank them. Because it's just, I mean, it's unexpected kindness. And so, now, what I don't like, it's protected once, but I really don't like the alignment in general. In general, especially because it's only protected once, I can foresee where things might happen, where that knight would leave, and then that queen, these pawns would be able to push, because, you know, if he takes, you'd lose this queen. So I always worry about alignment, right? You know me, alignment to me is a great way to find tactics. Alignment is critical to finding tactics. So, semi-open file, that's where the rook belongs. Semi-open file, that's where the rook belongs. And then you can even double up here. You could try to do things like this. But I feel like black has a nice impetus, especially with this bishop hitting that long diagonal. Look at that beautiful, beautiful long diagonal. So I'm back to liking this alignment. and I want to try to take advantage of that alignment if I can. So I would be looking for ways to take advantage of that alignment. I actually, for a change, don't care. My king is already castled. This square is not a problem, where it is in many other variations like this. That square could be a problem. It's not a problem today. So I still like hitting the open semi-open file. He did it. I like hitting the semi-open file. And now look at that diagonal. If I can get this knight to move, I can win that knight maybe after. What? See this? I didn't need to. Again, I'd wait. I'd let him put a knight there, and then I'd chase him. I want him to put a knight there. I'd want him to put a knight there. All right, this piece is looking very tender. It takes back. Unfortunately, you need one more hitting it. But, you know, what can I say? Here's the square that you have to worry about. So you almost have to take. Yep, almost had to take. And now you have choices. Here, though, you're going to get trapped. I always trap my knights, guys. It's like a rule. I trap my knights. It's what I do. People do different things in life. I trap my knights. I trap my knights. Other people do other things. I trap my knights. Does he get trapped here? Yeah, it feels like he does. He can still be trapped there. My goodness. How about we just take? How about we just take? No, I think we should have just taken. I guess he doesn't get trapped right away. Yeah, he doesn't get trapped. Gotta remember the queen's gonna hold it. Hype train success! Oh wait, we get a new emote. I don't know what that is. Let's share it. Whatever that is. We just got a new emote. Choo choo! I don't know. I like making up my own emotes, but we just got a new emote. I don't know. Oh, and look at that. Other emotes are being delivered to supporters. I wish they were my emotes, but they're emotes nonetheless. That's kind of cute. I didn't remember that. I did not remember that happening. All right, so what is Deizo going to do? His queen has no squares along these diagonals. There's no squares along these diagonals. His queen is sad. His queen wants to play. I'd say let's play. I'd say let's open up the world, my friend. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. I'd say open it up. Let's go. Come on. The queen wants to play, and the queen has no place to go. So let's open up the game. What do you think? I say open up the game. And that would free my rook. That would get me kind of feeling active. Let's go. Wow, Flavio, look at all those weird emotes. Yeah. I need to make some new emotes. I want to make some animated GIFs. I liked Sudaku's, his free candy one, but that's the only one. I want to make some more animated emotes. I wish you could give out more animated emotes. Knight to f3 wins a rook. Let's see. How does knight to f3 win a rook? The rook takes back, the pawn takes back. How? I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can't. Can you not use the words to get the free candy emote? I don't know. Probably gonna. I don't know. Yeah, gridiron. So that's hope chess, my friend. That's hoping your opponent makes a certain move. So yeah, I don't like weakening the square. Wow, just really don't like weakening. Why did we weaken that square? I mean, this is tricky, but we're still losing two pieces. That's a knight and a bishop for one rook and a pawn. And that's not worth it. No, you should have just moved the rook. Just actually here. You should have just moved the rook so the knight has nothing to attack. And I don't get that move either. You could just take that way. I'm still confused. I'm so confused. But this is the move I would have liked to have seen. He had a nice fortress around his king. this exposes the king. And so instead of exposing the king, he should have played on the queen side. The small amount of pawns chain he had was pointed to the queen side. I just think pretty, to me, basic, attack the queen side. Yeah, he gave him knight to e6. Agreed, Gridiron. Yeah, but hey, Gridiron, that's the same way Days I was thinking earlier, like, oh, I'll go here for a trap. It was purely a trap. And it's funny because he ended up getting that same trap that he was trying to contemplate. He ended up getting something like it. But yeah, this is not great. Now, except for the fact that he gave away a free knight, he would have been able to simplify. He could take here, the rook can come here, and he kind of like stabilizes. But he gave away the knight. If he didn't give away the knight, a situation like that, he'd be surviving. And why not? See, me, I want to block the queen from coming in at all. I like blocking the queen personally. Plus, from here, the knight can't jump here to attack me again. Not that it's great. In fact, it almost encourages him to push it there. But yeah, if we could get rid of this knight, then the queen could come to life. But I don't think you're going to get rid of the knight, because we gave away one of our pieces that was good at getting rid. By the way, if he had taken, it would have been better than giving away a free knight. So a knight for a rook is better than a knight for a pawn, right? We would have given away our rook for a knight, or we gave away our knight for a pawn. Yeah, we'd much rather do it the other way around. Yeah, just go down the exchange and then look at the possibilities he had after he let him take, which he may never have taken because he might have realized he's better off keeping his knight on the board. But yeah, that knight, the bishop, the rook, he could have just left the rook there and the pawn there. But if he had left the pawn there, guess what? He wouldn't be in here either. So don't expose your king. Ben Feingold says never move, never f6, never f3. And I don't know about never, but yeah, in general, it's a bad idea. It is the best piece on the board right now. I can't argue with that. And that's why another reason why I was thinking if he goes here, then you could take, and you could take back and hope, right? But again, you gave away a knight. If you didn't give away the knight, then you can give away the exchange, and you're totally in the game, being down. The exchange is not a losing proposition. It's a drawing proposition. You're not winning. You have a very hard time of winning that game, but you won't be losing that game. Okay, so now Black really needs to see if he can create any counterplay. And he needs to hit at the pawn chain, and then hit at the pawn chain, and then hit at the pawn chain, and try to get rid of these pawns. Because he can't ever get rid of the knight unless he gets rid of this pawn. And he can't really get rid of the pawn because he gave away his one piece to do it, the knight. Oi! Oy vey. Oi, oi, oi vey. By the way, I'm also doing NaNoWriMo. I am writing my story for NaNoWriMo. It is the sequel to the Time Warp King. And you guys have seen the Time Warp King, hopefully. It's on my preview page. So there it is. It's my it's a novel. It's a YA novel, meaning it's clean. It's a YA novel. Your kids can read it. You can read it. Teenagers can read it. 8, 9, 10-year-olds could read it. So there you go. We have the Time Warp King. It's out there. And I am doing NaNoWriMo, which is a writing contest for the month of November. And I am in the midst of it. And I have like, let me see how many words I have. I have 14,000 words written, and it is day 8. You have to do it all in November. It's day 8. I have 14,000 words. So I'm going to try to write some tonight. So I'm not going to stream too much later than I normally will. I want to finish my normal stream because I need to get to the next phase, which is writing, getting more of my writing done. So if he could trade off even the queens, maybe he has a chance, except, boy, I don't like that king. He's going to eventually, it just depends on what happens. I could see him trading off everything and then his opponent getting a rook to the 8th rank and checkmating him, because right now his king has no way to get off that 8th rank. Yeah, that rook where it is can't sack himself for the knight even. I wanted him where he could sack himself for the knight, but he can't where he is. It is good that his opponent, for his opponent, it's good that his opponent's taking time. Yeah, I see checkmates. Unfortunately, I see checkmates. I see checkmates. So here's one example. Rook to here. He takes with the rook, thinking he's attacking the queen. The rook comes down and says check. And then what? You cover, checkmate. And if you don't cover, it's checkmate. How's that? So going here, saying take my pawn please. Take my pawn, I'll take it with the queen, you'll take back, and I still get checkmate. So open file. Oh, that's so much better there, Bubby. Because where it was, he was going to be able to get a checkmate. And by the way, he still can. So if he puts a rook here, black has to do this or run away. Because he can't take back. He's threatening checkmate again. And yeah, it's not good. So white, I don't think, has seen it. So yeah, it's a Time Warp King book. Gridiron, I am doing the sequel. For NaNoWriMo, I am doing the sequel. Did you ever do a review, Gridiron, on the Time Warp King? I think you did, right? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I remember. Yeah, see, this is just devastating. Now the queen either has to come back. You can't take. Okay, so now the queen has to come back. But then he just gets another piece in the mix, and he's going to win the game. Now, his only other idea I had was like push this pawn. There you go. I would have pushed it further. I want as many escape squares as possible. Because now we get mated. We get mated anyway. Sorry, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. The queen had to come back first. Queen had to come back first. All right, good games, guys. Good games. Good job, Dezo. Thank you for the being my student today. I liked it. What did you think? I think it's a great way if you want to get better by playing, right? It's a focused way to play so you don't, right? Rather than just playing, play Zen mode, play with people better than you. That's the key point. Play Zen mode, play with people get better than you. The Zen mode keeps you focused and makes it where you don't play based on the person's rating, and hopefully you play hard. So that's the Zen mode. The playing people better than you will, one, you're going to get more rating points. You're going to win games. You're going to win your fair share of games, and you'll gain rating points, and your rating will go up. And you lose rating points when you play, most of the time you lose a lot of rating points when you play someone lower rated than you and you lose. So when you're trying to improve